Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. So today we're going to talk about the narcissist in therapy. So you're with a narcissist or you know a narcissist, and after several arguments, several disagreements, just a lot of negativity in your life, you finally convinced the narcissist to go to therapy. You mentioned it about 50 times already. The narcissist finally enrolls, gets a therapist, and they start going to sessions. You think in the back of your mind, this person is going to be healing, this person's going to be healthy, this person is going to be whole, their relationship's going to change, everything's going to start to work out for the better. And then you actually start to deal with the narcissist when they're in therapy. And let me tell you something. If you thought the relationship was bad before, it's going to get exponentially worse by the time they get a therapist. In the narcissist's mind, you were a source of supply for them. So that means in some ways they were agreeable, they were palatable, they relied on you. The little bit of emotional connection that you somewhat felt from that narcissist had to do with the fact that they somewhat emotionally depended on you. You were their confidant, you were the person they could talk to. You were a sense of comfort for them. Now that the narcissist is getting a source of supply from another source, such as a therapist or a counselor, they're going to talk to you less and less. In fact, the first version that they told the counselor is going to be the most emotionally available. The next versions of what they're going to tell you is going to filter through that counselor, which means that while you had somewhat of an emotional connection before, you're going to completely lose that. Narcissists in therapy are just building up their toolkit to become even greater narcissists. They're not healing and becoming better people. They're not all of a sudden getting the tools to be emotionally available. A lot of times they're getting the validation for what they need, because most therapists don't know that they're dealing with narcissists. It would be great that if every single person who walked into an office, and said I want to get therapy or long-term counseling, they would get a psychological evaluation to understand what they're dealing with. Unfortunately, narcissists can go to a therapist, mention all of their trauma, mention all of their pain, talk about everything that they've ever been through, and skew themselves as the victim who really, really, really wants to improve and get better in their life, wreak havoc on everyone's life in real life, and go to therapy and play the victim, and will get validated for being the victim. You think you're a narcissist is going to go to therapist and say, you know what, I've been really bad to my girlfriend. I've been really horrible to my boyfriend. I'm really mean to my parents. I emotionally manipulate people. I take advantage of people. It actually feels good when I get over on people because I've always felt like the underdog. Do you think they're going to go to therapy and say all of that? No, 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 no. More than likely, they're going to go there and work out their arguments with the therapist to get validation, to figure out how to emotionally manipulate you. All they do is go to therapy to get more tools on how to be more emotionally manipulative and more abusive. That's why it's so important that if a narcissist does actually go to therapy, they get a psychological evaluation and they are determined that, hey, this person has a narcissistic personality disorder, or they have strong narcissistic traits, and they get treatment. Unfortunately, most people don't get that. So they go to therapists to listen to their problems and validate their feelings all day long, and they end up just hurting people more and more. You thinking that the narcissist is going to benefit, that the relationship is going to be benefited by the narcissist going to therapy, is somewhat of a fairy tale. Because the more sources around them of support that they have, you think that it's better for you, but it's not. I'm not saying isolate them. Some of you are controlling, so you're going to hear this the wrong way. You're going to think, oh, well, I'm not going to give them I'm going to make sure they have no support. I'm going to make sure they have no one to talk to. I'm going to make sure that they never go to therapy. You're getting this all wrong. What I'm simply telling you is that you're in a lose-lose situation. If you're isolated, you're going to be the scapegoat. You're going to get beat up on for being the main person in the narcissist's life. And if you allow them to have a bunch of support and therapy and all that different stuff, they're going to take those tools to manipulate and abuse you. You're in a lose-lose situation. I mean, my philosophy is always to get out and go away. And if this person is truly a narcissist, over time, they're going to stay a narcissist. They're going to get work. But if people need to work on themselves, give them the space to do it. Leave their life. Allow them to get help and to become the better version of themselves. And then you two can come back together after you've both worked on yourself and healed. But to try to think that a narcissist is going to heal while you guys are together, or a narcissistic person is going to heal while you're together, is just plain delusional. A narcissist going to therapy does not benefit anybody but the narcissist. In real life, when people are going through things or they have maladaptive personality traits and they go to therapy, they get better and the quality of life increases and the quality of relationships increase. Well, it indirectly affects people. People benefit from the better version of you. That doesn't exist with a narcissist. They just are adding more tools to their arsenal, I can't think of the word right now. They're just adding more tools to their weapons to use against you. So the arsenal. There we go. So you think that they're building these tools to benefit their relationship. They're using tools against you. So if you want to hear more about this, I'll be happy to make a video explaining my experience with a narcissist going to therapy, but it's not pretty. The relationship exponentially gets worse. I cannot emphasize that enough. It will get worse by them going to therapy unless they're with a therapist who has diagnosed them or who knows they have narcissistic personality disorder, and they're working to correct the behaviors of it. Unfortunately, most narcissists don't go in therapy being honest. They go in looking for allies. Thank you so much for listening to this video. I'll talk to you soon. I hope you're having a blessed day. And hopefully it's not as hot as it is out here in California, y'all, because I'm wearing this long sleeve shirt and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go change now. So I love you. I'll talk to you soon.